Here we are in Cowes Yacht Haven with Alice Parker, and normally when we speak to Alice, she's under the pump in some Grand Prix boat, working out weather and tactics and strategy on a very important ocean race. Well, the ocean race is very important, it's the Fasnet, but this time, Alice, you've got a little less pressure on your shoulders. You're on the Swan 53 Bedouin. How's that feel?
It's beautiful. It's actually been so wonderful, and we're still going to push and show our best colours. It's a beautiful boat. It's got 2 bathrooms.
2 bathrooms.
It's got 2 bathrooms, which is something I'm not accustomed to.
A bucket usually does.
It's usually a bucket or a very open toilet.
Yes.
And we've got a beautiful menu planned.
Oh, nice.
I believe pasta puttanesca is featuring, which I'm really excited about.
And it's not freeze-dried.
And it's not freeze-dried or a meat pie, so that's exciting.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So how did you get involved with this?
So Linda reached out to me a few
Linda
months.
Goddard.
Linda Goddard, the owner. She reached out to me a little while ago saying that she was looking for a navigator. Their usual navigator, Marcel, who is a really fabulous navigator. He's been navigating for Blackjack.
Okay.
So I'm stepping into his big shoes. And I've come and joined this beautiful team that have been sailing together now for 3 or 4 years.
Right.
I'm kind of the new kid on the block.
Yeah, sure.
Trying to make my place in the world, and it's been wonderful so far.
So it's obviously all the same things you're dealing with. You're using expedition software and everything else as well, but you're looking at much longer time frames, and so your windows of weather presumably are very different. Tell us a little bit about what you're seeing at the moment in this forecast. It's sort of a light to moderate airs number. What would that mean for relatively heavy Swan 53?
22 tonnes Swan 53.
It
It means we're packing lots of snacks.
Yes, okay.
So the boat obviously needs a bit of pressure to keep moving. So it's really going to be about trying to make sure we stay in pressure and make the most of the tidal gates, even when we can make the windows. But it's actually pretty cool. It's looking like a classic sort of Fasnet forecast.
Yeah.
Gradient, westerly, southwesterly, going northwest with the circulation around that high pressure system. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, so pretty much sort of Irish Sea, mostly northwesterly stream, and it's coming around, and then southwesterly later, and sort of it gets in the channel.
Correct, yeah. And it's quite a nicely established system. It's all very consistent, continuous, or relatively continuous. There might be some little holes along the way.
So are those little mini ridges coming through? Is that
so there's a series of troughs and ridges that sort of pop through, and they'll create a little bit of havoc to the gradient. So that'll be half of my job, is trying to work out where we want to position ourselves as those changes happen, and then also connecting that with the tides.
Yeah.
So I think some big decisions for us are going to be around the TSS zones at Land's End.
So traffic separation schemes,
working out how we go through there.
Yeah,
so it'll really depend on the timing.
Can you do an inside one through the islands and things?
You can. It's a tight little, and I'm not sure that would be our play.
No.
But there's an option to go obviously around the outside, underneath or above. And at the moment, if the tide lines up, we might go a little northerly route. So
right. Cool.
Yeah, it's very cool.
So apart from navigating, have you got your head around the boat itself?
Yeah, well, I've actually had to tickle up my electrical skills this week. The family were cruising last week and lost some of their instruments. So I spent the first 2 days rewiring the 2020s on the mast.
So an electrician as well as a navigator.
Yeah, trying to make sure everything's working. And then playing with Starlink, trying to make sure that that's up and running. So it's actually been really cool to get really hands-on.
Yeah.
When I'm sailing on URM and some of the bigger programs, there's full-time people that are working on that, and I'm a dedicated electrician to the program. Whereas over here, it's not always the case.
Yeah.
It can be quite tricky to find electrical help.
Yeah.
So I've been pretty lucky to have some support from B&G and some friends at home and friends that are around. But yeah, I've had to get my hands dirty, which is good.
It's interesting, isn't it? So for sort of young navigators like yourself and Andy Green and Claire Costanza and so on, part of that deal presumably is, like all the short-handed sailors, you've just got to be really good at fixing stuff. Even in nav and so on.
Totally, and being resourceful and just knowing how to make things work to get by and stay safe. Is the biggest thing.
And in the short time you've been doing nav, because it's relatively short compared to the careers of, say, Tom Addis and others, are you all seeing a lot of shift in the tech stuff in terms of instrumentation and so on? When you're talking to the B&G guys,
Constantly.
and the data they get back out is really quick.
Yeah, constantly. So Starlink's been a bit of a game changer. We have access to everything on the internet we can get to, and high resolution satellite imagery and things like that.
Yeah.
Plus, it's not so much in this sort of a fleet, but in some of the, Sail GP, America's Cup stuff, you've got live data that you can get off your yacht to a shore team that can see what's going on in real time. That's huge. I think it's just going to mean the sport just keeps advancing really quickly. But yeah, even just in the few years that I've been navigating, I went from using an Iridium Go to download a very low resolution GFS model, and now I can get access to high resolution models on the go as many times as I want. So that's, it's pretty cool.
And then lastly, watches. Are you floating, or are you actually going to get some rest on this one?
Look, I'm not. It's going to be a different change of pace. I mean, I would normally float, and I suspect I'll be floating. Just because you never know when you're going to be needed. But given the forecast and given the style of sailing we're going to be doing, I probably will get a little bit more sleep than normal.
Brilliant. Well, I look forward to seeing you in Sherbrooke. Hopefully not too exhausted at the end of all of that.
I'm sure.
Enjoy the pasta puttanesca.
I will, thank you. I'm very excited.
Brilliant. Well done.
Thanks.
Alice.